Alright, today we are playing MAMIYA, or at least the demo of it, so without further ado, let's get right into it. That was more accusatory than I needed it to be. Words of love were nothing if not sad. I think that we just got an entire new portion by accident. We are not in the Oblivious ending run yet, so it's fine. I can mess with stuff in the demo. Love you more than anything in this world. It was because when the words you gave were sent back, I didn't know how to accept them. I love you too. Within this empty city, I poured out a drink to get me through the moment. I had forgotten the taste of last night's love come tomorrow, and yet... Okay, so whoever you sit next to is the story that you get. That's good to know. I am very curious what happens if I just don't interact with anyone now. This movie's shit. Slicked my tongue and left the cinema. Under the cold sky, I heard nothing but repeating clicking from my hands. Why wasn't my lighter working now? Of all the damn times. Ugh, damn it. Bearing my irritation, I finally lit it up and slowly brought it to my cig. In the cold, I watched the smoke rise in the dark night. Natsumi is dead, huh? Suddenly remembered the funeral, the way he burned and turned to ash. The person actually died, huh? Oh, we get more lyrics. Damn, it's cold. Put my shoulders closer to bear the freezing cold and began walking. That's when the phone I kept in my back pocket began vibrating. Was it Aya? Kyoko? Or Sayori? Hello? Didn't really care who it was. Yeah, I'm going right now. Seeking a place to warm up, I resumed my walk. Through this ice-cold Tokyo. Of course it lived it. There was probably no one who was looking forward to the world's end as much as me. My life had always felt like I'd been watching it in third person, like a movie. If it were to end, I would want it to be a spectacle. Make it an ensemble cast work even. Something large scale that would downplay my personal pain. That way, I wouldn't have to bear this shivering on my own. MAMIYA. The sound of rolling film. Persistent noise of the projector. Sparse seats. Lights near my feet. MAMIYA. In this cold clockwork town. I kept on watching a long, long movie. Alright, so we are getting a different story today. God, I love the music in this. I feel like I say that for a lot of games. You could tell there was no man living here. She was a total career woman. After entering the hallway, I remembered that the bathroom in this place was a different direction and turned around. Grabbed the clothes I'd scattered around at the entrance and put my arms in them. I washed my face, stretched my arms, and shaved my stubble for good measure. Once I was done, I grabbed a blue toothbrush and brushed my teeth too. There's also some hair wax in my pocket, so I used it to quickly style my do. That's styled? I'm pretty sure that's what my hair looks like on a daily basis. Other than the part in the front. Pretty sure my hair does that before I do it. Looking good. Finally, I gave my 3 Yukichi notes a kiss, and stuffed them into my pocket. The hell? Not getting anything. Fuck this. Feeling like shit, dashed out of the pachinko parlor and made everyone around me scatter. Man, that 30K I got from Kyoko sure didn't last long. I even wanted to get her something fancy if I won. Yeah, Kyoko. When do you wanna... Look, Haruki. Don't take this personally, but I think we should stop seeing each other. The hell? You dumbass. You can just tell me if something happened, and I'll help you forget about it. That's not it. It's because I'm dating my boss now. I want to end our relationship. Huh? Is this some kind of joke? The 30K I left you is my farewell gift. Bye. Hey, Kyoko! Hey. Damn it. Shit. The hell? Really had no luck, huh? Hell was I supposed to do now? It's freezing my balls off, too. Scrolled through my contact list on my phone. Erica was no good. She's doing well with her guy. Shiori was outside the country for work, while Jackie was sick and hospitalized. After scrolling through half my contacts, a certain name caught my eye. Natsume. It's the name of a man whose funeral I just went to yesterday. Fuck this. Thought I'd never be calling it, and yet... Huh? Baffling enough, my hand just refused to press the delete button. A number I'd never called before. I knew he wouldn't pick up, but that didn't stop me from pressing the button and calling him anyway. Hell's gotten into me. Dude's already kicked the bucket. There's no way he's gonna pick up. Hello? What the actual fuck? My heart skipped a beat when I heard the voice of an actual human being from the other end of the line. That voice didn't belong to Natsume. Hello? Hello? I think you got the wrong person. This number belongs to a person called Natsume, and I know. And you are... Where are you? Is this a prank call? I'll hang up if it is. I'm Natsume's acquaintance. You knew him too, didn't you? I did, yes. I want to meet you. There's something I gotta tell you. Well, that moved fast. Who are you? If this is a prank call, I'm hanging up. Oh, you knew Natsume? Here, I need to tell you something. Come to wherever I am. A little bit of whiplash. Is it related to Natsume? Yeah. Just made up shit as I went along. Oh, we said that. I was just not paying attention. Never mind. Forget what I said. I actually had nothing to say about Natsume. I wasn't completely full of shit. For one, I was genuinely curious about meeting whoever this was. After all, not everyone would just pick up the phone of a dead guy. My heart was beating like a jackhammer. I felt positively intoxicated by the thrill of the unknown. It reminds me of the excitement I'd felt back when someone had told me about the Treasure Island back when I was little. Oh. Come to think of it, I never asked that mysterious person what they looked like. There's no way I'd spot them like this. Only really knew their voice. They'd probably notice me if I raised my phone. Hell, maybe they're doing the same thing. Still looking around the station, trying to find someone who fit that description. Then, suddenly, a commotion of sorts erupted. I ignored it and kept looking around. Huh? Could it be? No way. Is that really her? Heard a stir in the crowd and turned to look at the source. Then I saw her. Not what I was expecting, but okay. Who is this and why does she get the cool music? She had long, silky black hair. and wore an elegant skirt that danced gracefully in the night breeze. She looked like someone from another dimension. Then again, her outfit wasn't anything unusual in this part of town. She continued to stare at the maid, holding her phone up. The maid was surrounded by typical nerds who were asking to take pictures as she raised the phone high. The girl blushed and seemed to even be trembling a little. Bingo. Hey! What is it? If it's pictures you want, go right ahead. Voice. The girl's eyes widened. She seemed to recognize me as well. You're... Who are you? How dare you address our beloved Cinderella without permission? Once, one of the geeks surrounding the maid barked something at me, but I ignored him. A valid response. So, you had a good thing with Natsume, I see. Hey! You will show proper respect, or... So what did you want to tell me? You sure you want me to say it here? In front of everyone? Very well. Follow me then. Mina! Hard to believe Mina's actually friends with a guy like that. Maybe it's her boyfriend. You don't look like an item to me. He's pretty handsome, though. Mina, who's this man? Is he your boyfriend? No, but seriously, why does she get the cool music? Settle down, everyone. He's just the acquaintance of a friend. I have something important to discuss with him alone. Don't worry, it'll be fine. But we can't possibly leave you alone with a man like that. I appreciate your concern, but I'll be alright. Really. You heard the lady. Disperse! One of the guys waved the onlookers away. Mina, shake my hands! The elite nerds were reluctant, but they walked off, turning around and holding a thumbs up as they did. She responded with a wink, then turned around and left with me in tow. I mean... Wait, no, bring the music back. If it works, right? Should be able to talk here in peace. I guess. I was surprised. Man, I sure didn't expect to run into a maid. Is Natsume your old master or something? Trust me, I'm as surprised as you are. Didn't realize Natsume had such trashy friends. I'll take that as a compliment. Famous or something? It's quite the commotion back there. At least it made it easier for you to find me. You never told me your name, or what you looked like. I mean, same. Not like any of that matters now. Let's cut to the chase. What did you want to tell me? Hey, what's the hurry? Let's grab something to eat first. As I started to open the menu, the maid stopped me by putting her hand on the table. Answer me. Are you in such a rush? The guy's already dead. How dare you? Her sudden outburst made the surface of her black tea tremble. I could see her frowning face in its reflection. Don't you care about his death? Doesn't it make you feel anything? Why did a kind-hearted person like him have to die? Why? Even during the funeral, I could barely contain myself. Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Did you sing? Huh? Why did I even ask that? As though to distract from my fuck up, I made my next move and spoke with a weight to my words. Something off about his death. I can feel it in my gut. The words I said, after an emphasizing, irritating pause, were nothing but my usual lies. It reminded me of how many times I bullshitted my way into some woman's bed just so I could mooch off of him. Yet the maid reacted in a way I didn't expect. Exactly! I was thinking the same thing. I'm sorry, that was probably loud. She leaned forward and pounded on the table, spilling some of the tea in the process. Oh, sorry, I got a little carried away. It's fine. So, you suspect something? Yes, and I've always wanted to discuss it with someone. It's almost like you've read my mind. I averted my eyes, as relief washed over the girl's face. His phone. Natsume actually handed it to me before his death. Don't you find that a little odd? Yeah, you don't normally hand off the hub of all your private information to a stranger. I sure as hell wouldn't. It's almost like he knew he would die. How did he die? I don't think that was ever actually explained. How did he die? I also still think he's probably the MAMIYA character with the gas mask. After his funeral was over, I began to think that maybe he'd given this to me for a reason. She looked down at the black object and touched it like something dear. Did you check what's inside? No, I couldn't bring myself to. I was about to lock it away deep in the shelf, but then you called. I don't understand why you had to die. He wasn't the type to just... Shivering, she clutched Natsume's phone tightly in her hands. It sort of reminded me of Natsume when I saw him praying at church that one time. I have a favor to ask you. Would you help me investigate Natsume's death? I met her gaze with mine. Those round black eyes, her refined, attractive features, and that pleading look, all triggered my masculine instincts to protect her. Yeah, I'll pass. Okay, I guess. Sure, that's one way to go about it. Huh? I'll do it on one condition, though. This is not the way you want to go, dude. Honestly, character-wise, this makes sense. I clasped her hand in mine, cleaning the phone she was holding. Let me stay at your place tonight. That's my one condition. Fine, I'll get us a taxi. I had no trouble picking up girls. This was no exception. I moistened my parched throat with the cold coffee I ordered. Taxi parked down in front of the cafe. Mina climbed into the back, but when I tried to follow her, suddenly felt an explosion of pain in my stomach. Last thing I saw before collapsing was a slender leg peeking out from under her skirt. Oh, she actually... I'd rather keep my personal life separate from this. I think that'd be best for both of us. In any case, I'll see you again, some other time. Driver, step on it. The door slammed shut right in front of my nose, and before I could process everything that had just happened, the taxi sped off into the darkness. Fucking bitch. I was left alone and shivering at the side of the road. Guess I'm sleeping at a manga cafe tonight. Wrinkling my nose at the characteristic smell of manga cafes, that was more or less a unique blend of tobacco and shit, I headed towards the room they had assigned to me. I opened the door with a large yawn, and the room was occupied. And found the girl sleeping on the floor inside. Hell? Did I get the wrong room? Or did I just accidentally stumble into a crime scene? As a myriad of possibilities flashed through my mind, the girl opened her eyes. Haruki. Oh, so this is this version of MAMIYA. Alright, so each person gets a different one. That's cool. What did she just say? Hey, brat. How do you know my name? Are you okay? When I opened my eyes again, the girl was right in front of me. Are you okay? Do you have your medicine? Anyways, you have to take your medicine, or you'll have another episode. Taking a step back, I threw a glare at the oddly dressed girl. How did she know that? You pushed the nurse call button, didn't you? Huh? What? Don't be scared. I came to answer your call. I'm MAMIYA. You're MAMIYA. You fucking nuts? You fucking nuts? Is that what you are? I didn't read that right twice. You're fucking nuts is what you are. Get the hell out of my room. Relax. She wrapped her arms around me. The hell you are. Everything will be alright, Haruki. There's no need to be scared. As her words kept echoing in my mind, I felt my eyelids growing heavier and heavier. Although my brain was firing off all the red flags in the world, I simply couldn't fight the drowsiness. Good night, Haruki. Oh, wow. Here's a mess. I see you didn't shave either. You little... Huh? Is that Mina? What's she doing here? Who is this? Kind soul shared his food with me. Whoa, you're actually here? The real deal is something else. Hey, can you sign my... Let's go. Wait, Mina? Go where exactly? A place related to Natsume. I suppose it isn't the best to start start by talking to those he was close to. In that case... His school, his nerd friends. His nerd friends. Yeah, let's talk to his nerd friends. Why not go look for his nerd friends? He went to your live concert or something, didn't he? I don't like the way you said that, but yeah. It's about all I can look into. Maid took out Natsume's phone and showed me the screen. See this? Got an invitation on his phone. According to the data, it was set 2 days before Natsume disappeared. What's the place? A cafe on the 3rd floor of the Urban building. It's not too far, actually. I say we head there right now. Excuse me? Wait, this is the good part. Wait, Mina? Mina's here. Why? Just want to ask some questions. Huh? Why are you looking at me like that? There's something we'd like to know. I'll tell you whatever you want. Has anyone here participated in IRL meetup about 2 weeks ago? Well, I'd say at least half the people here have. We're a group of fans of currently airing anime. A group of fans of currently airing anime. And this is a continuation from last time, since we felt like we didn't say enough. Well, that's good. Natsume was here last time, right? I want to know more about him. Your faces clouded over as soon as the maid mentioned Natsume's name. Natsume? Is that his real name? Yes. Oh, I see. We only know each other by our nicknames. Oh. We'd know who you're talking about if you gave it to us. Sorry, we can't help. It's okay. Thank you. Anyway, maybe you're talking about... Cocktail? He said he'd go to your mini live concert. Ah! Can you tell me more about this? Kokono? I don't know. I can't... My brain is not processing that string of letters together. 2 weeks ago was the first time he came to an IRL meetup. He didn't have a presence online. He said he'd love to drop by again, but then he just up and disappeared. It's normal to not know what people online do for a living, but... Cocktail was another level. You seem to be pretty passionate about participating in your events, though. I see. Mina. Thank you for your time. What you've told us helps a great deal. With what I said, I really must go. Wait. Could you shake hands with me? No fair, I want that too. I'd be glad to. You'll have to form a line, though. I'm assuming she's like some kind of idol or something. Didn't seem to know much. It's the point of questioning people that don't even know his name. The fact they don't know much about his personal life is precisely the point. People tend to reveal more about themselves in an anonymous environment. That reminds me, I've never asked your name. The maid pointed to her badge. I'm Mina. No, I mean your real name. As long as I wear this, I have no other name. I'm Mina, the maid. There's a strong will reflected in her dark eyes. The maid lowered her gaze, looking somewhat remorseful for not fully answering my question. I doubt someone like you would understand. Seemed to be some deep reason behind it. Yes. Still, I didn't feel like pushing the question. She was right. I couldn't really comprehend why someone would adopt a fake name. If all it did was fill them with guilt. Anyways, we should head to the next IRL meetup. She suddenly clapped her hands as if to motivate herself, taking me by surprise. Whoa, you still want to keep doing this? Of course. This wasn't the only meetup he attended, you know. Let's keep moving. We have no time to waste. Okay, I get it. But slow down, for God's sake. After splitting up with Mina, I spent some time thinking, as I walked through the dark streets. That maid's resigned smile kept flashing in my mind. The smile felt like it showed an emotion I knew well. I understand completely that that was just an illusion, born from my self-consciousness and desire to dominate. But no matter how much time passed, my thirst would never fade. Oh, Haruki. Didn't understand why. I only thought I did. I was alone. Stepped out onto the veranda? I have no clue what that is. To light a cigarette. The outside air wasn't as cold as I expected, and it embraced me gently. I thought I hated winter, but I guess nights like this aren't too bad either. I closed my eyes and let the cigarette smoke billow around me. My voice is dying again, hang on. Alright, we're good. You shouldn't smoke. Hearing someone's voice from behind me made me jump. The fuck? Shh. The girl pressed a finger to her lips, stopping the scream from my throat. You shouldn't wake her. It took a long while for her to finally fall asleep. Took a step away from the girl and lit another cigarette, despite still feeling a little on edge. She had to be a manifestation of the stress that had been building in me from doing all sorts of things outside my comfort zone. I figured I'd just have to ignore her and she'd eventually disappear. Come now, I told you to stop doing that. I once again made an attempt to ignore the strangely translucent girl. She kind of reminds me of a jellyfish in a way, but her voice rang out like it was seeping directly into my brain. You do it knowingly, I see. The girl closed her big round eyes in a reprimanding fashion. I don't know what it is. She just... something about her design reminds me of jellyfish. I think it might be the very, like, poofy, I guess, dress? Like how jellyfish have, like, the round top of them. I don't know. It might just be because she's blue. I exhaled a silent breath, neither acknowledging nor denying her statement. Aren't you freezing out here? Smoking is bad enough. You don't want to compound it with a cold. It's going to affect your lungs. When she said that, I nearly dropped my cig. How do you... I'm a nurse, remember? Her lips were quivering at that point, but all she did was smile. I think that's kind of common knowledge at that point. I was gonna have a serious reevaluation. I was gonna have to seriously reevaluate some things. Who are you? I am Mamiya. Your Mamiya. The moon shone through upon the two figures standing on the balcony. The silky hair of the girl, calling herself Mamiya, gleamed at the cold evening light. The air spread through my lungs was a mixture of cigarette smoke and inertia. This town had changed its appearance in the time between the last and the first trains. The slumbering souls made no sound. They merely drifted around in limbo, waiting for the sky to lighten. Hey, want to take a short walk? As I turned my head, Mamiya was there, smiling in the darkness. We made our way to town, straight in the middle of the night. The world was at its strangest between 3 and 4 in the morning. To most people, this time went by without them realizing, but to me it was the most important hour of the day. Mamiya, as cheery as ever, walked beside me with a calm, deliberate steps. I slightly lowered my speed to let her tiny legs keep up with me. My thoughts kept coming back to Natsume's death. I wonder if spending time with that maid was affecting my brain. Everything about Natsume's passing was shrouded in mystery. His body was discovered after he had gone missing for 3 days. And by the time of the funeral, they had already been cremated. All we did was place flowers on the closed coffin. There was plenty of rumors. Some thought it was an accident. Others speculated murder. The possibility of suicide came up as well, of course. Okay, so we don't know how he died. That's cool. I think it might be that third one. Just from what I know of this game so far. I don't understand why he had to die. He wasn't the type to just... Remembering Natsume made me think of the words the maid said. A loud sound roared as a flash covered the sky. Is that lightning had struck somewhere? It's alright. Everything's alright, Haruki. Did it light anything on fire? Wondered how it felt to be struck by lightning. Probably bad, I'd say. What would be the last thing you saw before getting fried alive? I see. Sorry for not being much help, Mina. It's okay, I do appreciate your assistance. The guy by the door started talking again. They were discussing their hobbies, and having a good time with their friends. I inspected the fully decorated Christmas tree just to kill some time. It was covered in illumination. The scene filled me with nostalgia. It was warm to the touch. Clutching it hard made my fingers also reflect the light. I waited in front of the entrance until Mina came out and shook her head. It would help if we could figure out where he was during the time he went missing. Yeah. The main street had been decked out with Christmas lights, making the town look even livelier than usual. When I spotted Mina blowing some warm air into her hands, my body moved on its own, and I gently placed my jacket on her shoulders. Huh? What gives? Just put this on. Thank you. Don't worry though, I hand out flowers while dressed like this all the time. I shouldn't let this maid uniform go to waste. Oof. You okay? I'm sorry, he's just too excited about Christmas. Come on, apologize to the nice lady. I'm sorry. It's alright, I understand being excited about Christmas. I am too. Mina gently squeezed the kid's hand and urged him to follow his family. Then turned around a few times, They turned around a few times, bowing their head until they finally disappeared into the crowd. In that moment, my eyes met with the kids. I averted my gaze, almost unconsciously. I glanced to my side and saw Mina, still waving them goodbye with a warm smile. Are you planning to spend Christmas with with a special someone? I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't do that kind of stuff. Wonder how your partner feels about that. She understands. I don't. Give me a break. It's easier to be alone. You're not controlled by anyone, and you're king of your own world. You should try it for a change. I was always ready for it to end. It was better than prolonging it by stretching out the tape. Mina, however, simply smiled back at me in silence. It sounds a lot like something Natsume told me a while ago. It does? Yeah, he said that it didn't matter how much people love each other, or how much time they had spent together. In the end, it still didn't change the fact that they were alone. I get the feeling he meant it in a slightly different way, though. He always put some distance between himself and others. He preferred spectating things from afar. This town has really soaked up the Christmas spirit, hasn't it? Something about the maid suddenly changed. Almost like she was desperate to force memories of Natsume out of her mind. Yeah. I'm sure you'll just spend the holidays at some random girl's place, though. I don't know. I exhaled a long breath and looked at the garland hung on the doors of various shops, as well as the red lamps glued to the streetlights. Christmas always ends up reminding me of home. Never mind. Forget I said anything. Come on, talk to me. It's a pretty lame story. It kinda happens to everyone. Well, then maybe it'll help us discover something we have in common. We had a large Christmas tree in the living room. We decorated with stuff we kept in a box that would be untouched any other time of the year. Both the paper boxes for holding presents and the shiny ball ornaments were a lot lighter than they looked. My brother and I would hang up the decorations, check the result to see if it's balanced, then switch up their places. It was my job to put the star on top. Couldn't reach it by myself, so I had to stand on a chair. Then we waited for Dad to come home and had a feast of dinner with cakes for dessert. Very boring story, huh? Not at all. I really enjoyed it. If you say so. For a while we kept walking without saying anything to each other. But then, Mina suddenly stopped before a corner and turned to face me. If you really had no plans to spend Christmas with anyone in particular, how about coming over to my cafe? We'll be holding our own Christmas party. I know a girl who goes to confectionery school. The things she makes are so good, she makes are as good as the ones from the cake shop. Huh? It may not end up being as memorable as your childhood, but do come by if you're in the mood, okay? I bet you're just trying to increase your sales. Perhaps. I'll think about it. Please do. With that, Mina clasped the hem of her skirt and gave me a deep curtsy. For a brief moment, the bustling cityscape around us ceased to exist. I felt like I'd just been transported into a different dimension altogether, like a Victorian castle or an old mansion. Christmas party, huh? As I exhaled the cigarette smoke, the scent of vanilla hit my nostrils. I hurriedly tightened my facial muscles to stop my lips from curling into a faint smile. A movie theater? I didn't realize they showed movies this late into the night. One adult ticket, please. You don't need to buy one for me. Children don't seem to be allowed inside anyway. I don't think anyone can see you, so... There's almost no one here. Likely because you're the only one who would actually watch movies at this hour. It's a small theater. It's almost always like this. Oh, this isn't your first time then. We come here whenever I can't sleep. This reminds me that you often stay up late to read. Seriously? Who are you? I've told you, I'm MAMIYA. How come I'm the only one who can see you? You're the only one that pushed the nurse call button. Why do you know things about me? I'm one of the few who understands you. Yeah, right. I mean it. I also know about the island that your brother talked about. Why do you know that? The lights were still on. I stood up and closed the distance with MAMIYA, still sitting next to me. Haruki. Haruki. Gonna ask again. Just who the hell are you? And why do you know so much about me? Calm down, Haruki. You even knew about the Treasure Island? Haruki, you're hurting me. That island... it doesn't exist. Before I knew it, the lights had already gone out and the movie began to play. Wait, this wasn't the movie I'd paid to see. Haruki? My neck refused to move. The film continued to play. Oh, this is gonna be something, alright. My eyes were open wide. And I was made to watch the film I didn't want to. Within the light, I saw a face of a man I didn't know. Filth that reminded me of the vermin crawling on the ground. It was all over the screen. Abuse, tragedy upon tragedy. It all converged upon the Treasure Island. Treasure Island. Small patch of dirt on the UK sea. Despite the name, it had very few actual treasures to offer. It was an uninhabited island in a high latitude, making snowfall there the whole year round. How do you feel, Haruki? Bro, better today. Air pressure has gotten higher. So, where will you take me today? How about Barcelona? Back in the day, I spent more time in the hospital than at home. Barely even showed up to school. And had no friends to speak of either. My brother was pretty much the only person I'd interact with. Would discuss everything with him. He was like a close friend. The memory was piling up like a thin sherbet, as though to make a mountain. And that might have been enough for me at the time, when I was stuck in the hospital room. My brother would tell me stories about foreign lands while pointing them out in a guidebook map. While he did often go outside the country for his studies, that must have included places they didn't know about. Despite that, listening to him always made me feel like I could feel the air and smell the scents of those lands. What are we gonna do today? Today we'll... Weird, I thought I had this book. So we're not doing it today? It's a shame, but it happens. Well, actually, today I'll tell you about the Treasure Island. Treasure Island? But I've already read that novel. No, it's about a treasure island that no one knows about. It's a small island in the north of Great Britain, a quiet, serene little place. It's a place where the sun rarely shone itself. It's a world shrouded in silver, with snow as far as the eye can see. There is a lone house standing there, though. Its windows are lit up, but if you go in to investigate, you'll find the house completely empty. However, inside, you'll find some fresh, warm bread and soup, as if it was made just for you. Often pausing to find his words, my brother told me about the island. I was completely enraptured by his tale, and even asked a bunch of questions of my own. My brother would close his eyes and heave a long sigh, then dutifully answer each and every one of them. For me, that was enough. I was having trouble breathing. You'll never love anyone. You're so pitiful. A low voice, devoid of emotion. Yet even still I understood. The freezing chill of the snow sticking to my face felt heavy and painful beyond words. Haruki, let me make it clear. The Treasure Island doesn't exist. And you will never love anyone. The Treasure Island is my only source of support in the world of white ceilings and lung pain. The island my brother did his best to tell me about had become my personal sanctuary. Chica. More Chica. Were you listening? Huh? No. You feeling alright? I mean, at least he was honest. You know, just saying, oh, yeah, no, I wasn't listening. I'll never love anyone. Sorry, I gotta run a quick errand. Is this about some woman again? What if it is? I see. If you say so. Face tells me you want to say something. Could it be that you're not feeling up for that Christmas party? You've been avoiding me ever since that day. Well, about that. I'm sorry if I did anything to upset you, but at least tell me the reason. It was the same with Natsume. He never told me anything. Those background noises. Every time, there's just like that little skull in the ear. Also, I'm sorry, I have like noises that keep happening in the background of my room. I don't know if any of it can be heard on cameras. Or not on cameras, in the microphone. He never told me anything. This has nothing to do with that. Then tell me. Haruki, I'll never love anyone. Let's say it. This is all because I couldn't love anyone. All because deep inside I didn't give a damn about me. She also didn't actually care about me as a person. It was best to end it quickly. This is an unproductive waste of time. There's no meaning to Natsume's death. There's nothing off about it. Huh? Why are you saying this all of a sudden? Stop pretending you don't know. You're just scared to accept the reality. That's not true. Natsume really... Yeah, he's dead. And he's not coming back. You're the only one in the entire world who actually thinks he might still be alive. Stop it! You're the only one who's trying to attribute some meaning to his death. Why are you saying all this? Well, it was a pretty good way to kill some time, I'll give you that. A way to kill time? It's the only reason I did all of this. But I got bored, so I figured I might as well let you know. Well... Sure, I enjoyed playing the detective for a while, but I've had enough. The color in her eyes changed. You've been lying to me this entire time. I should have known. She turned around, and the next moment she disappeared into the distance. Wait. I subconsciously extended my hand before slowly pulling it back. The only thing my hand grasped was the cold of the air. But wasn't that what I wanted? I ran into it with my own two hands. Yet, simply stood there, unable to move an inch. From that day on, the maid stopped appearing before me. Her phone number, which was the only thing connecting us, no longer worked. The 5th exit to Akihabara Station. Next thing I realized, she stopped showing up at our meeting point. Think about it now, I didn't even know her real name. Many nights passed since. It's so cold. You okay, Haruki? Yeah. I went to seek a woman's touch as though to put a blanket against the cold, to fill the void in my heart. I feel like I couldn't know my own body heat. The cold December air bit into my skin with the chillness of cold rejection. I had met countless people, yet made not a single genuine connection. Tokyo sure was a city of people who lived convenient lives. You could only become a part of the group by suppressing your own individuality, like the dull pieces of concrete that made up this town. Must have known this all along. The smell of the hospital. The clean, sterile air. They clung to me. It was as if this could wipe it all clean. I'd made it so that I could always go back to being alone. I'd believed that I always had at least the reins in my hands. More chica. Me. There's no one behind me. Up until now, I'd seen people as nothing but consumables. I thought you could change friends and women like clothes. Even if you lost one, another could easily take their place. Why was I scared? Looked up and saw Mamiya standing before me. Haruki? Her skirt danced gently in the breeze like a flower. With the jet-black darkness of the night, I found myself thoroughly captivated by her. I exhaled a hot, white breath. Mamiya's surroundings alone were shining faintly, like she was from a different dimension. It had begun to snow. I had experienced nights like this countless times before, enveloped by a cradle of loneliness. A night that seemed to deny existence. How does it feel to be unable to love? It's lonely? It's lonely, damn it. Why the hell was I admitting that? So what? Would whining about it change anything? Won't change the fact I'm a defect that can't love others. Even if I felt lonely, I sought someone's warmth. I couldn't love them back. Can't respond to their love. I'll always be alone. It's always been like this, and it's how it will always be. Then, at the very least, I'd like you to push that nurse call button. You need to seek help in times of hardship. Shut up. You're not alone. The single careless utterance of her brought my blood to a boil. It's got nothing to do with you. Upon shouting that, I had to keep myself from coughing. Nothing to do with me? Why? I've been with you all the time. It's an illusion. Even if I had a reliable friend, it wouldn't be you. A weak patient wants more than something as big as you. An illusion? But it's reality. A thing you can't avoid even if you close your eyes and ears. Shut up! You're the one for me. Is that because you're a delusion I created? Yes. Well, at least she's honest. I'm Mamiya, a being that came into existence for your sake alone. Here, can you see me? Mamiya gently touched my cheek. Couldn't really tell if her hands were warm or not because of the cold. I can't. Feel my touch. I can love you, for I am Mamiya, within your head. I am you. That's why you can love me too. All you have to do is acknowledge Mamiya. Your gaze pierced through me. Will you do that? Where's the no option? I don't think that exists in this empty space right here. Yeah, no. The snow kept piling up around us. The boundaries between Mamiya and myself began to grow hazier and hazier. Almost out of reflex, I ended up hugging her. How about now? Yeah, I can feel you just fine. Poured more strength into my embrace, as though not to let her go. Mamiya. Yes? Don't leave me alone. I won't. I'll be with you forever. It's alright. Your pain reached me, and so did your shouts for help. Thank you for pressing the nurse call button. Mamiya felt silent, and suddenly, to say nothing as the embrace continued. I wondered, when all my wants and wishes had dried up, when I no longer felt a desire for anything in this town, what would become of me then? Haruki? Yeah? You were thinking about another girl, weren't you? Come on. You know you're the only one for me. You don't need to lie. You touch your necklace whenever you're thinking about something else, right? Why don't you go to her? Huh? There's no way We can go make up with her. I wasn't expecting anything special, you know. I only called you because I felt like it. I'm making food, so don't make a face like that. It's a bother. It's not like that. It's just, well, you know. Let me guess, you're to fight with a friend and don't know how to patch things up? Felt dumbfounded for a moment. Didn't know how to make up with a friend. For some reason that struck something very deep within me. Up until now, I got into a fight with someone, I just cut them off. But if I wanted to reconnect a broken string, didn't even know where to begin. How to make up. There. Search. Make up with your girlfriend. Make up with your boyfriend. Come on, there's gotta be stuff. I know way more about this stuff than all these keyboard warriors combined. Huh? Present is a perfect excuse to start a serious conversation. Feels like Christmas was just a few days. Was in just a few days. A quick look couldn't hurt, I guess. Well, I'm here, but ran my gaze across the Great for Presents section. Nothing really caught my eye. Within the display cases, there were many accessories that women would love. Some of them looked like ones I'd actually gifted to women. But this ain't it. To looking them over, found myself going to another place. Came upon a Christmas merch corner with its own lit up Christmas tree. This thing would just go in the trash once Christmas was over, and oh. I stopped in a small snow globe. At a house standing in the middle of a snowy field. Heavy snow gathered on the roof as a warm light leaked through the window. The way it lit up the falling snow inside the globe looked really pretty. I found its scenery oddly familiar. Not at all. Really enjoyed it. I couldn't help but remember the maid's words. Yeah, it was much like it. The treasure island my brother told me about. Picked up one of the globes on display. Felt like I was holding a tiny fragment of another world. Excuse me, I'll take this one. I wanted her to know. I wanted to show her this scenery. Plastic bag rustled in the cold wind. Its sound made my lips curl into a faint smile. Phew. Would that annoying maid really like this thing? You look happy, Haruki. Because I am. Take a look at this, Mamiya. My, what a beautiful snow globe. Right? You've been staring at it for a while now. You must like it very much. I won't keep it for much longer, though. Why is that? Because I'm giving it to a certain someone. If you're still fine with it, though, why not keep it? You don't get it, do you? You think so? To you, it might be the most amazing thing in the world, but you can't be sure if the other person will also appreciate it just as much as you do. It hurts when another person rejects something you really like. So rather than risking that happening, I think it's much safer to keep it all to yourself. Don't you agree, Haruki? Are you really sure you want to give this snow globe away? It's what I bought it for. I see. It's past midnight. You should go to sleep. You're right. Good night, Haruki. Can't wait for Christmas. Welcome back, Master. We're actually holding a party tonight. I didn't read that. Mina, tend the guests at table 3. On my way. Mina, can I get the Christmas version of your special Moe power? Right away, Master. Event days sure are hectic. Welcome back, Master. You told me to come. That's right. I almost forgot. Welcome back, Master. Please enjoy the party tonight. Wait. Let me go. I'm busy. If you want something, go ahead and say it already. Yeah? I wanted to apologize. You've got nothing to apologize for. You were just killing some time, remember? Yeah, I know. First, I did genuinely feel that way. Felt like you were stupid for trying to find more about Natsume's death. But I never found out why he had left his phone with you. He probably just did it on a whim. That doesn't sound accurate. Looks like it didn't matter anymore. Does to me. I brought you a present. Why now of all times? Isn't it a bit too late to suddenly start treating me like a girl? Look, it's Christmas. And I wanted to, do the whole exchanging presents thing. So I got this for you. Took out the present from my bag. I wrapped it up myself. Maid gasped. You open it. Her voice was trembling. He slowly undid the ribbon, revealed the snow globe to her. Wow, it's beautiful. Maid studied the snow globe in my palm. I love hearing sounds behind me and knowing there's like a 50% chance it was her in the mic, and a 50% chance that I just, in the middle of what I was doing, stopped and turned to look at something, with no audio cues at all. The genuine admiration in her voice filled my heart with warmth. Sure is. The tiny pellets of snow continued whirling around inside the globe, each reflecting a tiny snippet of light, which was, in turn, reflected in the maid's deep, dark eyes. She slowly raised her face. Her eyes met. You got this for me? I wanted you to see this scenery. I wanted to show you. Thank you. No problem. Such a beautiful snow globe. I know. It looks just like the Treasure Island. All of a sudden, I felt like the whole world had gone silent. The Treasure Island. Sorry, I must have been thinking out loud. I heard about it a long time ago from someone very close to me. Apparently, there's a treasure island somewhere in this world. You mean the one from the movies, right? Oh, not at all. I start to feel like the Treasure Island is a place where snow falls. A sandcastle inside of me had just begun to collapse. It doesn't seem like there's anyone there, but there's a single house on it. All sound had died down. It's always lit by a lantern. There's warm bread and soup waiting inside. Sure, there may be no treasure or anything grand like that, but it's warm. It's a warm, inviting place, nonetheless. A wonderful island that belongs to just the two of us. Something deep within me disappeared without a trace. You really did pick out a wonderful present, Morishika. Still unable to look up, I let go. The snow globe. And let it fall. To the floor. Cozy little house. Along with the snow flagging field and the glass on the globe at all. Shattered with a loud crash when they hit the floor. Huh? The air froze around us. Morishika, are you alright? You gotta be kidding me. Morishika? You're having a Christmas party with a bunch of lonely nerds all together. Give me a fucking break. Does it boost your sense of self-worth to tease all those miserable virgins? In Treasure Island? That's funnier than the way I was killing time. But it's all made up, okay? To think you actually believed it. Aren't you embarrassed? There's no way an island like that exists. I think you should leave. I made a mistake inviting you. I want you to leave right now. Frankly, I'm disappointed. You can't love people. They're just words, and yet it's like a curse, binding me to be unable to love. Felt my heart gradually becoming colder. The loneliness embraced me as goosebumps came over me. No matter how warm the air, I'm always freezing to my core. It's like I'm constantly holding ice. And as it thaws, all I get is water running down my fingers. That's why I told you. That's why I told you. To keep it to yourself. If you had stayed alone, you wouldn't have had to get hurt. I'm not like the others. Embrace me and I won't ever betray you. I'll love you forever. I'll heal all your wounds. Snow fell harder and harder, and began to pile on top of me. How many hours or days passed since then? I kept wondering, sitting down and then walking around again with no particular goal in mind. I've even lost track of the passage of days. Couldn't stop coughing. I put away my inhaler somewhere a long time ago. Anyway... Huh? Really? There's no way. Told you? What's wrong? Oh, nothing. I'm fine. Hey, aren't you cold? The place over there serves some amazing lattes. Really? It sounds great. Let's take a look. Kept on walking with a vacant look in my eyes. I averted my gaze from the illuminations. The cheerful couples. The happy families with their shopping bags full of cakes and fried chicken. I turned my back on the world at large, and none of it had anything to do with me. Completely indifferent and crushing loneliness. Like a dark, endless void. I suddenly felt a sharp pain in my chest, crumpled to the ground while desperately trying to catch my breath. I clenched my teeth, trying to soften the pain, but it wasn't working at all. I looked up in an attempt to get help, but no one was even meeting my gaze. The crowd continued to move as though they didn't even see me. The gleaming illuminations, the display windows, reflecting the dreams of children. A cheerful Christmas song was that enveloped the town. They surrounded me, and yet only I was still alone, cut off from the rest of the world. Someone, anyone, please help me. MAMIYA. It's alright. I'm always here for you, Haruki. Make it stop. Can't stand this loneliness anymore. There's probably no one who was looking forward to the world's end as much as me. My life had always felt like I'd been watching it in a third person, like a movie. If it were to end, I would want it to be a spectacle. Make it an ensemble cast work even, something large scale that would downplay my personal pain. That way, I wouldn't have to bear the shivering on my own. I've always hated everything. This cheerful town, their happy families, every single goddamn Christmas that I had to spend alone. I see. Sound of rolling film. Persistent noise of the projector. Sparse seats, lights near my feet. Then let's leave before the silver screen ends. In this cold, clockwork town, I kept watching a long, long movie. I love you more than anything in this world. I love you too. Come with me to the wonderful, boundless world of the I still can't pronounce that. Man, Slave was like a shitty movie. The crowd froze, as if time itself had come to a halt. The snow continued piling atop Morishika's back. Brushed it off and touched his hand. It was deathly cold, and heart-wrenchingly sad. Morishika Haruki, why? You weren't supposed to die. Once more, I'll go to the church again. I won't give up. Alright, thank you for watching. If you like this, make sure to stick around and watch more. If you didn't like it, you have more patience than I do. Check out the Discord. I feel like that's probably the most consistent way to get basically any information. I feel like, especially if you found from like Twitter or anything, that does not like to process properly. I should know it spent like 5 minutes earlier trying to send one thing. I don't even know if the redo sent. But, off topic. Alright, yeah, goodbye.